I will try to steam her
to look like this Rachel.
But I have to take her in the other room because I don't want to steam that girl and I don't want her to steam and droop. So I will take Rachel in the other room. So this shows a little bit better what I'm dealing with. Right side hanging longer. And I didn't know whether I should curl it up to meet the rest. I don't want it that curly. I've got this part pinned back that I don't want to steam, and I'm just going to hold her upside down and wave her back and forth here. Careful with your hands. You can always wear one of those gloves that come with some curling irons. I'm feeling like this was a brilliant idea.
Or maybe everybody else has been doing it this way and I didn't know that.
I sent a message to Sherry Schaefer. I haven't heard back yet, so I'm just taking matters into my own hands. Really think I want to layer her, but I thought I would give her a chance like this first. Now I'm going to start kind of pulling some of those down because they seem like they're just sitting there, like they need a little help. Another reason I like those styrofoam heads is it's lightweight enough that I can do this with and not hurt my shoulders.
Versus cork heads. I could not hold a cork head and do this.
See, that piece is a little straightish, so the curls still look like a good shape. And I guess even though this is scary-ish, I also know that I can heat up a curling iron if I have to. Ooh, I'm kind of liking that. All right, I think we're gonna, see, this is the side we did not do. Maybe I'll hit it and scrunch it. That's what I'll do. I'll hit it and scrunch it. Is she looking better? All right, we're gonna call that a day. So if I'm steaming a girl on the styrofoam head and I want to hang her upside down, I would hang her upside down like this. I am back. The good news is I don't have Rachel too loose, but she's not loose enough. So we're going to do some more.
I like this kind of steamer for doing something like this, but I would use my John Renau for more detailed work because it's got a nozzle.
I was going to measure her to see if maybe she's just actually longer on one side than the other, but I have never measured haircuts in my life. But at least I'm not scared of steaming anymore. I'm just holding her out of the steam and pulling them down. All right, we're gonna call that enough for today. Forgot to tell you, I have her pinned, the part that was doing what I wanted, it's pinned out of the way so I didn't hit it. Okay, this is Rachel that I have steamed twice this week. I'm starting to like the front. No, I'm really ready to take the scissors to her. I'm really ready to, I want to add some layers to lighten this up back here. My gel's in the other room.
So we're going to use,
this is the Got to Be Glued Spray Wax. I'm only going to spray it on my fingers. No, I'm not. I'm going to spray it right there. See, I want that to hold back right there. Let's just clip her back there. All right, so I'm going to take her off. And I couldn't tell why I didn't like her. And I think it was because, and I'll put a picture up here, her curls used to spiral to the back. I spent my time spiraling all these going this way and all these coming this way. I didn't pick up the phone and ask my professional friends because they would probably tell me that's going to be too tight, and they would probably be right. and I don't want to take it out, and I don't want to seem like I don't appreciate their information. So we're just going to go with this. I am using my Hair You Wear steamer. The reason I'm using this one rather than my John Renau that has the nozzle, with the nozzle, I was afraid I would take too long trying to get every single section. So by using this one, this is my thought process, and I hope it works, because I'm thinking lots of steam really quick, and then really quick I'm going to pull out all these pins and let these loosen. Then I'm not going to hang this one upside down. Yeah, we're going to go left to right. Her right side is the side that was kind of where I wanted it. Anyway, I'm just going to go like this. Get in there and get that one. Be careful of your hands. I probably could have, or should have, go put a glove on.
But I can't wear gloves and do hair.
And here's my thinking. If they are too tight, I'll steam them looser. I think this is the third time I've steamed this girl. And you're supposed to get both sides, yada yada, but I don't know if I can do, I don't know whether I'm getting them or not. The only reason I put this curler up here is because her bangs are already flatter than I like them. And who knows, they may turn out to be the best bangs ever. So I just twisted those and kind of clipped everything together to hold it in place. I tried to use little tiny claw clips. They were falling right out. Because you know, most of these girls get really thin ends at the bottom. And even the little clear plastic bands. But I tried to use some of those. They were still too, They were still too loose. All right. I guess I shouldn't steam so much where those clips are. Probably. Have her looking like little Heidi in the Alps. I have to start unclipping from the bottom because they're all kind of holding. If you crisscross them, I can already see that's going to need some work. If you crisscross them, they can hold a little tighter. These are, I believe they're called pin curl clippies. That little claw clip is probably going to fling somewhere. Not too bad, not too bad. I'll probably go in and steam while they're kind of held in that direction. That's my thinking. Follow along with my thinking here. But see how if I hadn't kept them clipped tight, they were not holding in position the way I wanted them. I cannot do those. There's two elastics. Now I wouldn't normally pull them out, but they're not tight. They're just sitting there loose. Normally I would cut them out. I'm liking it so far. I'll just kind of pull some of these down. She might turn out pretty cute. She just might. I really need to go dig out one of those gloves. I don't use them for curling irons, but I use them in the kitchen. She's definitely looking looser on this side than the other side. But that's okay, because I'm kind of liking the loose side here. Remember, this is the piece that was too droopy before. Point that at the curtains. Let's see if we can get some of those a little looser. Ooh, she might look okay. Now, I will not hang her upside down to dry. I'm gonna just let her dry just as she is. Okay, that's the side that was still looser. She still look, I just bet I'm gonna have to measure. I just bet this is just probably that much too long. Let's keep steaming her down. And why couldn't you do this on anybody? Couldn't you just, I mean, I was kind of using the technique that the people are using for, what's that? The heatless curls. We're gonna leave those. I like those, except this one underneath. Where is it? Right there. I could always touch that up with a curling iron too, right there. I'll see some of that heat's going up in there. It's okay, she's doing okay. That's what I'm telling myself, right? Ooh, I'm liking those. Look at those. I'm liking those. Okay, but let's pull them, what's this? Let's pull them longer. Just really hang on to her. Now let's see, when that's wet, oh. Don't get too carried away. Okay, you know what? Let's get this one. At least I know that I could come back and pull these down if she feels too tight. But you know what? I think we need to stop while we're, I think we should stop while we're ahead. All right, love you. This is how I just picked my pieces and twisted. And if you let them go, they just untwist. And if you just, you could put clip. These don't hold on really teeny tiny hair, and then I crisscross it. But see, watch, it still wants to. That's why I had them all clipped together. Just wanted to explain that.
Now this is a really big if I was to do this again, I would use these skewers to hold those onto.
And I did comb out every single section that I did the other day. I combed out every single tangle. She is basically new. She's just been sitting in a box. We're just going to do the curling iron as long as the camera is sitting here. So I have my A body. I think this one's been discontinued at 200. This is John Renau, Rachel, in Palm Springs Blonde. This is regular synthetic. I'm going to comb out all the tangles. I usually do this with a flat iron, but somebody wanted to see it with a curling iron, so let's try it. You could use those heat protectant gloves that come with some of the curling irons. Because the temperature is a little bit lower, I have to hold it a little bit longer than my flat iron. And because I want this to fall, I want it to fall looser. Keep it formed in the direction you want it to go. Don't let it form wonky. Why? See, that's wonky. That's doing a wonky. If you get it wonky, you can start over again. Let me get it wet this time and maybe not hold it as long. Well, okay, still got a funny piece right there. It's like a funny flat piece. Probably because you need to move your heat in a consistent motion. And I find that harder to hold it in a consistent motion with a curling iron than I do with my flat iron. Okay, so you could leave her there. Looks a little tight. or I want to pull her down. I find that when I use water on my wigs, when I'm using a curling iron, I get them tighter than I want. Okay, so see how that's going to be tighter than this side. Let's let that dry a minute, and I am going to come back in with my larger. I have a 1 1/4. Feels still a little bit damp. I think it was April that was asking me if she could get a curl in the way Inslee is. So basically I would do it like this. Those are tighter than Inslee. So let's go in with this larger. This is still a body. It's 200 degrees. This is a 1 1/4 inch. So I'm going to start lower. Inslee starts lower. Whoa. Now see that little jump mark that I did there might leave a, and then I want to pull her down while she cools. Oh, not bad. I would probably leave that for this girl. She probably looks, does she? That way, if I want to come back and steam Rachel, if I want to steam any of these are dry. We steamed this morning. If I want to come in and steam her any looser, I can steam that front piece looser at the same time. And then, you know, throughout the day, if she needs a little touch up, just take and twirl them the way you want them to go. Remember, this was the piece that was a little droopier. When I steamed this, I got this section a little droopy because I don't know if I had the pieces too thick or if I didn't hold my steam on them long enough. And then again, throughout the day, if you need to take her and, I think that works, clump her together. I think she looks better than she did.
Trying to match this one.
All right, you know what? We got the curling iron. This one seems droopy. Let's curl that one up. Probably should have done it this way in the beginning, then I could have saved myself all the rest of that time. This was the side that was seeming droopy. And she seems like she's got some crunchies at the end. So I'm gonna take this, still at 200. I'm gonna take this through as if I were going to reheat those fibers to straighten them. And you just have to be a little bit more careful than you do with the flat iron, because where you clamp it in at, you can get clamp marks. But see, that can smooth out those ends. But we're just going to try to match her curls. Need to hold it a little longer because I've got this at a lower heat, 210. Now, some girls say that if you want that curl to be curlier, to hold it up in your hand like that while it's cooling. I did that once and I just felt like I had a girl that was way too curly. I like that right there. Feels like she's got some crinkles. So that's heating both sides of your strand to go in there and melt those crinkles. Going a little slower because we've got this heat at only 200 degrees. She feels good. I just don't think she looks as smooth as I get with a flat iron. All right, we're going away from the face. I don't want it too tight. If you want it tighter, you can take your curling iron around more and hold it longer. She needed more curl up here. So we're just gonna go right in and do it again. Not gonna hurt her. Trying to practice that for somebody that wants to use a curling iron instead of a flat iron. Harmony, I think she's
Harmonized Beauty.
She shows a lot of curling tutorials that she does on her own bio hair. And you can use those same tutorials, like it. You can use those same tutorials for wigs. You just may or may not be able to use the same tools, and you always want to keep your tools a lot lower, but you can use the technique that she uses. I think we're gonna leave her alone, let her cool. Love you. So let's see if we can just see, this one's the one curled yesterday. It's too curly. Let me see if I can just do a quick zip down. Like, you know what? Doesn't that seem like that blends? You know what? She's gonna blend in fine with the one behind her, so we're gonna leave that. This is the one we steamed the other day. We're trying to, she was too tight on one side, too loose on the other. I'm gonna move this piece all the way because I like the way that piece turned out. Move it out of the way. And I'm just gonna take some quickie with my flat iron here. Let's see, Longe at 210. I'm just gonna take some quick passes over those ends just to try to straighten those ends. I guess I just, oh, maybe that's the one. Now I have, let's bring this one back down. She still looks good. Okay. Now, I had this pinned up when I was doing the steaming. Be careful taking those pins out so they don't pull and make a crinkly. Be careful taking your Velcro out because it can pull and make crinklies also. And remember, I didn't put that in there to do anything specific. I just put it in there so they wouldn't be all wonky with the steam. Oh, you know what? Remember, we cut some bangs in here. All right, let's leave those. Let's just cut a few snips. Y'all forgot to tell me to get a trash can last week. All right, so let's just cut those. Let's just leave that. That looks okay. Let's put some gel on it. Remember, I'm using this aloe vera gel now. Oh, I think I like that much better that way. All right, we're going to use this aloe vera gel, just a little, we're going to put just a little pinch on the bangs to get them. I was talking with Beth this morning. She said the word wispified. We're going to get them wispified. I told her I was going to borrow her word. And I want that one to kind of go over that way. Do I want any of that? Yeah. Let's take that over that way. Again, I am just putting the tiniest little drop, and I just kind of lightly move it until I get it where it wants. When that sits that way, I'll probably flip it back this way. You can use that if you've got pieces that are in your face. You can add spritz of water to it. And the nice thing about it is that if you're out on a windy day, or you can reactivate that gel with water. Yeah, if you get too much, or if you keep layering it on, it can harden. When I used to put it on and come in from working in the yard, it was hard and every piece in place. Okay, we'll wait for those to dry. Put the lid on your gel so it doesn't dry out. And I'm gonna go wash my hands. I'm going to repeat myself because I'm old enough to do that. Now that I washed my hands, let me see if I got any gel on that one. Yeah, we're going to just put that right there. All right, I'm going to put water on my hands, just water, because my hands are clean. Remember, I said always have your hands clean. Have them clean when you're working on your wigs. Don't touch your hands while you're out running errands. Get your wigs dirty. I like the way that turned out. So I think I could wear her again. This is going to be at the end of the video where I steamed her into ringlets again, and then I just now smoothed those ends straight, wispified the bangs, and added some gel. I didn't put any heat on the bangs, just heat on the ends. I can't remember that from one room to the other. I'm standing in front of North Light. So I think this color is pretty true.